Welcome back to Design Bundle's YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal, and today we have another sublimation tutorial for you. We are going to show you how to insert the photos. So how do you insert your photos in our sublimation designs that have an area for you to insert them? For example, for this Tumbler wrap here, I'm going to show you guys here in just a second. There's a place to insert a photo, and then on this mug wrap here, there was actually three different spots. We have tons and tons of files just like these that create photos all over the tumbler, mugs, all sorts of different fun things. So a question we've been getting asked recently is, how do you insert those photos to work along with these files? So today I'm going to show you guys using Canva as well as our program Design Scape. So if you guys are a Gold Plus member, I'm going to show you guys how to use that one as well. All right, so let's go ahead and dive right in. We're going to head on over here to designbundles.net, and I'm going to show you the files that I'm using today and then give you guys some examples of what I'm talking about. So if you ever see files like this and you wonder, how do I insert the photo? How do we work with these? So this one right here is really cool. It comes with several different designs. This is a little sports bundle. You guys know we're getting into football season right now. We're heading into fall, and then after that, obviously, you have softball and baseball and all of those things. So what's really cool about these, number one, you can make them for yourself, for your kiddos and things like that. You could make them as a gift. So for example, when my daughter was in softball, the seniors do a senior gift, or the kids do a gift for seniors, if you will. And this would be a great gift to create for those football players, you know, softball players, baseball, basketball, you name it. So a perfect gift along with another great item to sell. So you guys could definitely advertise this as something that you sell for a gift. For mom, or whether, once again, somebody was purchasing 20 of them or 50 of them for an entire team. So it's really, really cool. And as you can see here, it's a full wrap all the way around. And this is just one of many that we have. Like I said, we have them where there is photos all over the entire tumbler as well. So once again, several of them included in here. All right, so the other one that I'm going to be showing you today, and if you actually check it out here, I've already done it ahead of time, is a coffee mug. So this is a wrap. It includes several different designs. So there's several different ways you can actually do this, and there is 3 different spots to include photos. So I included our precious little dog as well as our girls right here on this side. Once again, tons and tons of designs. This is just 2 of them to give you an example. All right, so let's go ahead and head on over to Canva. All right, so now that we're jumping over here into Canva, I'm going to show you guys how to upload and then insert that photo. So as you can see, this is the one that I created for the coffee mug. So whenever you first get it, you see how it has the 3 circles here. So if I went ahead and added a page here, I would bring this design in just like so, and then it has the areas for the photos. So say, for example, if you're struggling and maybe you've uploaded a photo and you're at this point, but you're like, how do I get it behind here? And it's simply as coming up to position right up here at the top and then sending backwards, and then you can adjust that just like so. So you can move this guy around, we can select both of those pieces and move it back just like that, or you can position, send this backwards again, and then play around with it. A few more things that you could do is stretch it out. Maybe you need to crop it down to really focus in on that face a little bit more. So those are a few different options that you can do. But like I said, I just kind of go over. So if this is the direct center right here, this one, we'll kind of go like this, and we'll start by positioning it backwards. And then once again, I can kind of play around with it like this. Select both of those and then move that back in that position that I want it to be. So it is super duper easy to work with. Now let's go ahead and play around with the Tumbler one here really quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and start a new page. By the way, whenever I do these pages, so whenever I create my blank, these are 8.5 by 11. So if you actually come up to resize, so say for example, you just go in with a template, you can come down here and change your width and height to be whatever you want to. I do mine 11 by 8.5 instead of 8.5 by 11, so that way it comes in horizontal, and then we can, you know, make these accordingly. So for example, I've already got mine here. Let's go ahead and bring in our design. One thing you can do is go ahead and click on upload media, and that's going to allow you to search through your files, or you can even drag and drop. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and bring open my downloads here. So we're going to go over here to my Tumbler wrap, and then what I like to do is go to this tab right here on the very end so I can see a full view. Now what's really cool about these tumbler wraps is it comes with the skinny straight as well as the tapered ones as well. So if you notice, you click on the next file for this, you have tapered as well for those latte mugs and stuff. All right, so we're going to select this one. I'm just going to drag it on my screen and drop it. So this is going to automatically upload this. You can see that process right here. Once that's done, you are ready to go. And then the same thing with my photo. So my photo I'm actually using today is right here. Drag and drop, and that's going to start uploading. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this back up here. All right, so working with our design, for example, if I was using a program here, I may need to resize and work with my little design so I can have it print out perfectly. So how do we come to that? I want to give you guys some tips and tricks here. So let's go ahead and start out with our template here. Say, for example, your design does not come in edge to edge. And what I mean is, you see how we have this extra white here on the side? So if I go over here to remeasure, you guys see how at the bottom right, I have 8.3 by 6.4. It's measuring those white pieces as well. So what I recommend to do is go into crop, and you can come in here like so, and you can do it like that. I'm gonna hit done really quick to show you one more way. You see these little white bars? If I click on it, it turns purple. If you drag those, it'll essentially do that exact same thing, and you can do that all the way around as well. So what I wanna make sure is I get those nice and snug without going over my design. So that way, when we go to stretch this guy out, you see, we're only working with that file. So to get your exact measurements, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your tumbler or your mug. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of here. And then you wanna take your ruler here. I'm using a little sewing ruler, if you will. And I'm just gonna go ahead and go from end to end. So from here, for this particular mug, I am getting 8 inches high. Now with these ones here, what I actually like to do too is crop off and only have it sublimate from here to here. So that way I'm not messing with this metal. So it's totally up to you. But if you were solely working with a white tumbler, I'd go from top to bottom. So let's just say it gave me 8 inches wide. I'd go around the bottom or width here, if you will, and I'm gonna measure that, and that gives me 9.5. So just like that. So what I can do is come back in here, and then I can measure that out. So say, for example, with my width, I need that to be 9.5. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring that out here. Now we're gonna go ahead and start messing with it. So once this is sized out, your template is ready to go, you're ready to insert your photo. So what we're gonna go ahead and do here is bring in our photos. So as you can see here, if I go ahead and just position and send it backwards, you may have, we don't have it here because these pieces actually hide it. But say, for example, these pieces were white where it was transparent, if you will, you would actually be able to see that design. So at that point, I'm going to bring it back forward. You may want to go ahead and crop this down, and that way you can work with it like this. So, and you may want to even do it like this, and then we're going to do the same thing backwards. And then we can, once again, I can play around with just like this, moving both pieces, moving the front piece, if you will. I'm going to select both, and then I can re-center those. You can see those crossbars happening there for us. So that's it. It's as simple as positioning it backwards and cropping down, because say, for example, once again, this was transparent. You would actually be able to see that right there. So you want to crop it down and bring it down. So it's really that easy to insert those pieces. So once you are ready to go, what you're simply going to do is go to Share. We are going to go to Download, and then choose your pages. So whichever one we're printing, we are printing our last one. So I'll uncheck these two over here. We're going to hit Done, and I'm going to hit Download. It's going to go ahead and send it on over to the computer. And I'm going to show you guys how to quickly print it out with your Sawgrass. So you can see it pop up right over here on the side. So this is what our design looks like. Came out absolutely perfect. So what do we need to do now? I go ahead and come down here. I'm going to go to my downloads, grab that file we just brought in, and you see this Sawgrass Smart Folder here. You should have one on your desktop if you own a Sawgrass printer, and it allows you to drag and drop. So that way you don't have to go all the way into Sawgrass Creative Studio. You can actually just play with those files right here on your desktop. And then simple as choosing our metal, and then you just want to make sure that everything is correct. If you need to make some adjustments, you can go to Job and you can do all that here, but everything should be good to go. After that, we're going to go ahead and hit print. So it is really that simple to to work with these files. It really is not that hard. And like I said, we have so many different ones to where it may be only one image like this, or 3, and so on and so forth. It's the same thing. We even have Christmas ornaments where you can insert a photo, and that is how easy it is to work with. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this guy print out, and we're gonna go ahead and press our tumbler. And there you guys have it. It is that simple to personalize these tumbler wraps and mug wraps and insert your very own photo. Once again, we have these for Christmas ornaments. You name it, we have tons of them to offer. So make sure you definitely check out the site. So once you print this out, for example, this one is ready to go for a tumbler from top to bottom, and especially if you have the solid white, this would be ready to go. What you're going to do is just trim off any of that excess white all the way around, and then you are going to have something that looks just like this. Now, I trimmed off a little bit of my top and bottom because I actually want to start sublimating just on the glitter part and not this little silver piece here. So that's just that little tip. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this, get it ready to press. And while we're pressing this, I'm going to show you guys how to use the Design Scape. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to center this. All right, so I'm going to center this just on the glitter part. So I'm going to make sure that we are even at the bottom and the top. So I'm making sure on this that they are butted up together and not, they're not overlapping, and they shouldn't be too short. All right, so once you have this lined up nice and perfect, you're going to pull super duper tight. We'll push super duper tight, and then you're going to get your first piece of tape down. So I'm just making sure these are nice and tight. I'm going to add my first piece of tape here, just like so, and then I'm going to go ahead and continue to do the same thing all the way across. All right, so you should have something that looks like this. Once again, if you were working with a tumbler that went from the top to bottom, you'd obviously have that. So we're going to be pressing this twice. I've got it at 365 for 70 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and load this in here like this, and then we are going to go ahead and press it. It's light to medium pressure. It's just enough to where if I tug on this, it's not going to come out. We're going to let that go for the 70 seconds. And while we do that, let's go ahead and head back over to Design Scape. So once again, if you guys are a Gold Plus member, you guys have access to this program. So what I've done here is I've just went up to File and then Open, and I chose that file, and this is what I got. So Open, and then you're going to do that. Now to insert our photo, instead of going to File, Open, because if not, you're going to open a whole new page, you're going to go to Open and Place. So open for your file, open and place to add your photo. So we're going to click on open and place, and then we're going to go to desktop. We're going to find our photo here, and we're going to click on upload. All right, let's stop here for just a second. Let's back it up. I'm going to go ahead and take my heat gloves here, and we're going to go ahead and rotate this, because you're not going to be able to press that very top. If you guys are familiar with pressing tumblers, we're going to go ahead and just move it enough to where it's going to get the other piece, and we're going to press again for 70 seconds. All right, heading back over here to Design Scape, we've inserted our photo here. I'm going to bring it over here, and then I'm going to hold down that shift, and we're going to go ahead and adjust this like so. From here, we're going to go ahead and just position it backwards. To do so, it's actually really easy. You're just going to grab it right over here on the right hand side, move it underneath the other one, and now it's behind. So it's really, really simple to do that. And then we can go ahead, because while you still have that photo selected, you can still go ahead and move this. So see how I have it's different from Canva. Even though I have my wrap in the front, I'm messing with the photo in the back. So as long as you have that photo selected over here, you're actually able to play around with it just like so. Once you're done, you can go ahead and go to layer, and then you can go ahead and go to flatten image, which is going to turn it to one file. From there, you're just going to go ahead and click PNG, and it's going to download it to your computer. Done, ready to go. Same thing, you're going to drag and drop it into your Sawgrass software. All right, so we've got 6 seconds. Let's go ahead and get our glove back on here and get ready to pull this out. All right, pop that open. We're going to pull this little guy out here. I'm going to grab my next glove, and in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and shut this off, and then we're going to go ahead and start to peel this tape, and boom, and look at how that looks like glitter. So stinking cool. And there we have it. How cool is that? So this one right here looks like it's got glitter and shimmer to it. It is so much fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this around, so hopefully you guys we'll try to find that seam. So you guys can see that seam here a little bit. You can see that we got off just a little bit on our silver. So that's why it's very important to make sure that whenever you line those up, that everything's kind of lined up perfectly, because you can get off just like that. If I would have had that, it would have been the absolute perfect seam. But how cool is this? You can personalize your very own tumblers once again for yourself, gift them to somebody. I think it would make the perfect gift for a team, especially for those, you know, those summer teams where we have softball and baseball and all of those things. And those things are not sponsored by anybody. Us parents have to raise the money. So it's really nice maybe to get everybody to pitch in and then gift these to the children at the very end. It would be a ton of fun. So I hope you guys have found this helpful. If you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one.